I'm usually very visual when I create, so at the same time as I write words and melodies, I see in front of me a visual representation of the song, whether it's a look in somebody's eyes, or it's a building, it's a dress, it can even be a perfume, what's not visual then, or it can be an evening of vampire. As with this one, as with Moonlight. So Moonlight is a waltz. When I was creating it, I saw this like really respected and well-known Mr. Vampire who sent tens of invitations to the highest class in the city. So people attended the ball, they came in these beautifully overly decorated dresses with this very tall hairstyles, you know, this like baroque style of wealth and rich people. So the ball goes amazingly, people are dancing, they're having fun, everything is more than perfect. The Mr. Vampire is sitting in this huge chair above all the people, he's watching them, being the big guy in the room. But suddenly this really strange thing happens. There is a band in the corner of this huge hall, and the band starts to gradually play faster and faster. What's the final part of the song Moonlight, which the speed is growing and growing. So at first the hall is fulfilled with laughter and yays and hoorays, and even the serious men are finally smiling. But then the band is still speeding up, and the speed becomes really uncomfortable, and the laughter is replaced by cries of people who have fallen, cries of people who broke their ankles, and the whole situation turns into a disaster, a mess. The scene ends up with this huge hill of people stacked up on top of each other, lying there with no energy left, and the final in the song, I imagine, is this little tiny ghost which is floating about this huge hill of dancers just under the ceiling of the big hall, as a little memory of the worst ball in the history of balls. But back to the real life, that was a fairy tale. This is reality. The song was produced by me and my friend Lucas Armstead. So Moonlight is an ironical mockery of one's pretense, but it definitely is a tragical one rather than a funny one. It also is a kind of metaphor for people, for us kind of being the dancers, which are always rushing somewhere and are always kind of hiding behind the long hairstyles and big dresses. I find it so tragical to watch, to see the world always rushing somewhere without actually knowing what's the aim we are going towards to. And I can see it on myself as well, and here in London actually a lot. And I'm just always trying my best to not become one of the dancers.